Hello, welcome to Tony's Bonsai. I've got two main things I want to talk about today. Neither of them are this beach planting. I want to talk about a really interesting project that I've got coming up. I've got some trees to show you in a minute. But I also want to talk about a video that I watched the other day that, I can't stop thinking about it. It's absolutely awesome. It's a 50-minute long video by Bonsai Mirai, Ryan Neal. If you've not seen it, you've got to go and check it out. I couldn't believe it as I was watching it. He was showing me these huge group plantings, these forests that he's created, and they're just absolutely phenomenal. They're a real departure from the classical sort of Kimura style, very formal, modern pieces of art really of a lot of Japanese bonsai. These are very naturalistic. He has crossing trunks, and he's trying to create an image which is a representation of the images that you see in nature. And I was blown away by them. I mean, they were huge. They're beyond the reach of most people, but it's really got me thinking about the kind of bonsai and the kind of groups that I want to create going forward. My aim when I put this group together was to try to create an image that reminds me of the forest that I'm used to walking through and photographing. It looks fairly good from all angles. I had two trees die on me last year that have added this space, and I quite like that. Whether I'll put some smaller trees in there, I don't know. I've been inspired by Ryan to add different trees of different sizes, but also to leave spaces, because that's what happens in nature. You get these natural clearings, you get trees growing together, and then you get spaces. You basically get disorder, and this is kind of phase one of my group plantings, which I'm happy with, but going forward, I want to create something more naturalistic, really. And that brings me to these hawthorns. I've been growing these for a couple of years, round at my sister's. It's a great tip, that. What you do is you get a tub, put some seedlings in, add some wire, and then give them to someone else and say, keep watering these for a couple of years. Look after them, and then when they're doing healthy and they're all right, you take them back. That's what I've done. She didn't want them, but they've got some nice movement. Some of them are straight, but all of these are really healthy. And I'm now going to, well, not now, in the spring, I'm going to separate these and create a really interesting, hopefully, hawthorn group planting. These are going to be my mid-sized trees, and these are going to be my small trees. You can see the movement in them that I've added, partly added with wire, but mainly I collected these as tiny little, you know, very, very young plants, and they had some movement already in them. So I've got a mixture. These are the small, they're the medium, and then I'm going to also add a couple of my larger hawthorns in amongst them to create some kind of really interesting hawthorn forest with lots of twisting trunks. You know, it's going to be a move away from the formal upright, all the trunks straight. I want interest, because when I go out doing photography, this is what I see in the British landscape. You do go out and see the maple forest and the beech forest, but I also like spending time in hawthorn forests where there's lots of movement, there's lots of randomness, there's death. And that's the kind of image that I've got my mind on creating now. Those small trees can be pruned to size as and when I need them. But these ones, I mean, that one's already perfect. This one's already perfect. But these ones, I definitely won't be wanting any this high. So I can take the tops off these. I think some of these will be cut right back down to here. But I think this will be sort of the maximum height. Therefore, there's no point any of them being any taller than this. And it just makes them easier for me to sort of handle and use. So I'll take those off. And they're going to be ready to use. This is really just a bit of an experiment to see if hawthorn will root off hardwood cuttings. I don't think they will. I think this is quite a futile thing to try. But, you know, you never know, and more than anything, this is just about learning for me, you know, and is this something that we can do with hawthorn or not? I'm going to take that spike off there though, because that almost got me. Yeah, you know, can we take hardwood cuttings at this time of year with hawthorn? I've got no idea. I've not even done any research. I don't know if you can, but nothing to lose. Get those watered, put them in the corner of the garden and see what they're doing in 6 months' time. So a bit of a different video today. I didn't really do much. I was just sort of talking. But have you watched the Bonsai Mirai video that I'm talking about? If you have, let me know what you thought of it. And if you haven't, do yourself a favour, put the kettle on, make yourself a brew, get a packet of biscuits, and just sit down and enjoy seeing just some amazing bonsai. He does use a lot of words, to be fair, but I actually find his language quite quite sort of soothing as you're listening to it, the way he talks about trees and stuff. So definitely something to aspire to, and definitely really something for me to think about. And I'm really now looking forward to putting together this hawthorn forest. Obviously mine will be on a different scale to his. It'll be nothing like as good, but I'm using that as inspiration, and hopefully I'll create something very much different from the one that I would have without seeing that video. So I hope you've not been too bored listening to my thoughts on Ryan's video. It was just, I had to do a video on it. I just found it so so amazing. Thanks for joining me today, as always. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.